London. I'm currently in the Kensington area. Today is Wednesday, the 14th of September, which means today is the day the Queen's coffin will... Actually, let me read their little Instagram post. So at 1422, so at 2:22, Her Majesty the Queen's coffin will be borne in procession on a gun carriage of the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery from Buckingham Palace to the Palace of Westminster. I'm gonna pay my respects to the Queen today, and I'm gonna show up at 2:22. It is currently 12:48. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna go over to Amazon Fresh, grab one of their ready-made meals, go to a park, eat it, hang out. Really an interesting time. I can't believe I'm here. Can't believe I'm a part of it. I know it's like nothing to be like happy about, but she was a legendary woman, and I'm glad that I will be there for her funeral. There they go, all the horses. Wow, this is wild. I guess I'm just gonna follow them.
Queen's birthday parade or the Sovereign's birthday parade.
Barra party, prepare to turn. Turn.
It's the next day now. I honestly really wanted to go to the actual procession. I wanted to be a part of the crowd as they marched over to the Westminster Hall, but it was just so chaotic. There's too many people to actually walk around to the Westminster Hall or even to the Buckingham Palace. The streets were so crowded, and also to get to the Buckingham Palace, too many of the streets were closed, so it was almost impossible. So the best thing to do for me where I was just hang out at Hyde Park with thousands of people there. And that's where they had the cannons. It was really cool to be there. They had big screens to watch the live procession. They also had lots of porta potties for everybody. And they were very clean. And it was really cool to be there with everybody. I'm actually at a new house today, and I'm taking care of a bunny. I don't know if you can see the bunny. That's new for me. First time taking care of a bunny. Hey, Ziggy. Hi. Do you want to get a little kiss? Oh, yeah. So cute. Yeah, so it was really cool to be a part of history. And even though I didn't actually get to see them march down the streets, I mean, I was still there in Hyde Park, witnessing it all live with tons of other people. So that was really cool. Before arriving here, I stopped at Amazon Fresh, and I wanted to show you guys what I got. They actually have like prepared meals that you can literally just pop in the fridge, and they're easy to make, and it's almost like meal prepping. And they have really cool stuff. One thing I got was a king prawn chipotle rice bowl, which looks super good. And then the vegetarian tandoori paneer sizzler, which I had this yesterday and it was so good. I love paneer, and it just comes with, I don't know if you can see that, but with some rice, veggies, paneer. The vegetarian sweet potato and chana masala, which is another rice dish with masala and sweet potato. Love those. Ooh, I'm excited for this one. Jackfruit biryani. Not really sure. It kind of reminds me of birria, which is, I think, a Mexican dish. But it looks really good. I basically got 2 meals per day. This one is the vegetable jalfrezi, Basically has a lot of veggies in there, cauliflower, sweet potato, lots of good stuff. And I got a side. I'm really excited for this. This is cauliflower cheese. This looks so good. And then for dessert, I got some rice pudding, which I grew up with arroz con leche, and that's pretty much what rice pudding is. So I love this. This is gonna be my dessert. And then to digest it all, I got some kombucha. I thought it was really cool that they have these like meal prep style dishes. You can just pop in your fridge, take them out when you're ready, pop them in the microwave or even in the stove if you prefer that, which is what I prefer. I don't really like to use the microwave. The next time you see me, I may be going to the Queen's funeral. We shall see. This house I'm currently at is in Dulwich, East Dulwich, which I don't think is my favorite. There's not much to do here, so I'm just gonna kind of ground myself. I've been feeling a little off with my mental health. I've been feeling a little low, so I think this would be a perfect time to just lay low for 2 days. I think it's perfect. I'm feeling very fatigued. Actually, I don't know if I vlogged this. A few days ago at the other house I was at, I managed to lock myself out of the house at 2 a.m. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to take the trash out at 2 a.m. because the next day the garbage people were going to come by and pick up the bins. So at 2 a.m. I went out to take the trash and I closed the door behind me, forgetting the key inside. There I was sitting on the brick step of the porch from 2 to 7:30 a.m. At first I was crying because I did get a little panic attack. Then afterwards I was like, this will be like camping. I don't really pull all-nighters, so this will be it. And it was a little cold. It was interesting being out there. At like 3 a.m. I had to pee. So I was like, okay, I am gonna have to do this. Like, I don't know what else. So I did my business on the lawn. Not my classiest moment. If they have cameras out, they totally saw me pee on this lawn. And I just didn't give a crap at this point. I was so over it all. And eventually the person who I was cat sitting for, luckily they were up very early and they contacted their neighbor. The only way I could get through the backyard was through the neighbor's backyard, the neighbor's yard. So when they woke up, which was at like 7:15, I was able to go to the backyard, climb over this super wobbly fence onto the yard, and then I had to climb up the ladder to the roof, which was my biggest fear. I could not do it. It took me like maybe 10 minutes just to get up there because I truly am terrified of heights and I just couldn't do it without someone holding the ladder for me. And the neighbor couldn't jump over this wobbly fence because he was this like, grown man. I was like, no, I could do this all by myself. I got this. Eventually I did it after like 10 minutes. And then the next challenge was to get through. Luckily one of the windows was open. It was the tiniest window. And at this point I was so grateful for my daily yoga practice because I managed to bend my way in. Meanwhile, the neighbor's just like watching. I tried to like tell him to go, like his children had to go get ready for school, and I was like, okay, you can, I got this. And I also didn't want an audience because I'm sure I looked ridiculous. But he just stayed there and he was my little cheerleader. And I eventually made it in at like 7:40 in the morning. I was so tired. I was bruised everywhere. I had a splinter in my hand, which I actually just got it out yesterday. Anyways, it was a wild night. But I feel like I'm still very tired from that night. Like, I just feel so fatigued and like my energy is just so low. My emotional tolerance, like just everything is just so low right now. And I think that I just need these next 2 days to just hang out. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do after this. Like, I don't even have that figured out, so I'm kind of stressing a little bit, but everything is figure outable. I got this. I just need to chill for a sec. I think the next time you'll probably see me is when I go to the Queen's funeral. So I'm gonna have one of these meals now. I don't know which one. I kind of want to try this jackfruit one, so I think that's what I'm gonna have for lunch. And my kombucha. One last thing, I did get this hat at H&M as well as these glasses. Like, I feel like a celeb trying to lay low. I wasn't sure if they were too big, which they totally are, but I kind of like that. I don't really have anything like this. Okay, that's all. See you later. Good morning. It is Monday, September 19th. It is 9:07 a.m. I'm about to hop on a train to go to Westminster Abbey. Today is the Queen's state funeral, so that is where I'm currently heading. I believe it's going to be complete chaos, but I am ready for this. I tried to go to Westminster Abbey, but it is completely closed because it is packed with people. Everyone is being herded, literally, like animals, to Hyde Park, which is where they're going to have big screens, just like the other day. And they're going to show the funeral. There's lots of people. Wow, there's an unbelievable amount of people here. More than the other day. This is wild. I always get startled. Even if I know it's coming, I'm always the one who, like, jumps. I'm super jumpy, so I decided to just save my... Oh, there it goes. Seems as though all the roads are closed, so literally millions of people are walking around this one park. I have actually no clue what park it is. We're just trying to find our way out of this park. I just realized I've totally been here before. It's so funny. Hi, sweetie. Not interested. Doesn't even acknowledge I'm here. Hey, sweetie. Hey, sweetie. Hey. I came to Ollenstein, I think it's called. I've been walking all morning, and so I just stopped. I heard that Ollenstein was a really good coffee shop, so I got a cappuccino and a toasty. I was gonna go to the museum, but today is officially I think a national holiday that observes the state funeral of Queen Elizabeth II. So a lot of places are closed. I am so exhausted of walking all day, so I think I'm just gonna chill and watch movies for the rest of the day and enjoy my coffee. I really wanted to go to the Tate Modern today, but of course I'm sure it's closed. All other places are closed. If McDonald's is closed, I'm sure the Tate Modern is closed. By the way, this is delicious. This coffee shop was voted one of the best in London. I agree. It is the next day. I am currently at Green Park. I'm looking at all these flower tributes for the Queen. Wow, there's so many flowers. I actually came to Green Park. I brought some whiskey. I was gonna sit down and just drink my whiskey. I actually didn't realize that the Buckingham Palace is literally right next to this park, and this is where all the flower tributes are, and there's so many flowers. There's a lot going on, but it's so beautiful, and there's lots of people here. Wow, there's rows and rows of flowers, and they're all neatly organized. I have no clue who's gonna clean all this, but wow. This is also beautiful. It's funny, when I first got into the park, I took a photo of a small tree that had like a little bit of flowers. I didn't realize that there was this whole thing. I was easily impressed. Now I'm like embarrassed because I posted it on Instagram and it was just like a little tree, and this is like rows and rows of flowers. So I read online that whiskey is actually the healthiest kind of alcohol. Supposedly, people back in the day would drink hot toddies as a form of medicine. It sounds very silly, and now that I'm saying it, I don't know if it's actually true. I saw on YouTube that a doctor actually was saying this, that back in the day they used to drink hot toddies, which is just whiskey, hot water, and lemon as medicine to cure, actually I'm not sure what it was they used it for. I'm sure maybe like colds, not sure. I mean, it's alcohol, it's still toxic. I had been getting this weird craving for whiskey, so I went to the store and I got myself some whiskey. And I'm very excited because I have been craving whiskey. I'm not sure if I'm going to have it just like that, just straight up, which I probably am because I've actually been craving the taste of whiskey. But just in case, I got a San Pellegrino, the orange flavored one, because I know that old fashions have a little twist. They have a little orange in there, so I don't know, maybe it'll taste good. I got some coffee earlier, so I'm going to use this cup to pour in my whiskey and walk around with whiskey in my cup. I spent a while looking for a perfect spot to sit down, and then once I found it, I sat down, and then I realized I had to go use the restroom. So now I have to figure out where I could go for that. I don't know, like how much do I put in there? It's like, I don't know why I crave that. Okay. I think I had a more romanticized flavor in my head. Oh wait, there it is. I love the warm feeling you get after you like take a sip. It's nice. I like this a lot actually. The only thing about my stomach is that it's very sensitive. I can't really have straight up alcohol. That's good. I recommend. Also, I am still reading Small Pleasures. I had to take a little break from it because I spilled water all over it. It took a few days to actually dry. It just sucks because I'm sure I would have been finished with the book already. So I've mentioned this in previous vlogs, but I am using trusted house sitters to find free accommodation. All I have to do is take care of their animals. Usually I only do cats. I try to only do cats because it's low maintenance, or they're low maintenance. The last one I did was actually a bunny, which was really cool. This time I was getting a little desperate because I couldn't find anything. I think that because the summer is practically over, people are going on vacation less, and so there's not a lot of listings out there. And when someone does put up a listing, they're in like high demand, so there's like multiple applicants, and I've just been getting declined for so many. I was getting very desperate, so I applied to different listings. Luckily, I'm very grateful I was able to find a listing. It's in a flat with other people in there, so I'm sharing the space with other people. They're all from Hong Kong, and English is not really their first language, so there's that language barrier and it's a little awkward. And also it's like a huge cultural difference, so they do things very different, and I don't want to disrupt. I usually will pet sit for either women or couples, and this time it's my first time pet sitting for a man. I don't want to generalize, but for the most part men are a little less clean than women, and so I just wasn't sure what I was going to get myself into, and it actually is not that bad. I just don't want to be sharing space. I'm so over the whole housemate thing, and it's like I'm doing that all over again for a week. I literally asked the universe. I was getting very desperate. I couldn't find anything, and I asked the universe to send me something. Maybe I should have specified, because it sent me this, and I was really grateful. I was like, I'll take anything, and I'm just so thankful that I got a place to stay. But nevertheless, I am kind of struggling with being in a small little flat with 4 other people. It's a couple and another woman, and yeah, I find that living with housemates really takes a toll on my mental health. It's a good excuse to just get out, go to parks. I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I'm definitely going to do something this weekend. We'll see what I end up doing. But you will see me then. Thanks for watching. Bye. Yeah.